Hello and welcome back to Suspended Animation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for another episode of the Sunday edition of Saturday Morning Afternoon Blast Off. Welcome, everybody. Let me take care of some business first, and we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos. My vast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, if you can, please hit that subscribe button down below and also hit that like button, the share button as well, please. And if you feel like gambling or you feel lucky, you can hit that bell down below, and YouTube may or may not notify you when I come on live. Best thing to do is go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages as well. All right. Well, the big news of the week, of course, is Westworld has been canceled by HBO Max. Not really, excuse me, excuse me there. Not really all that surprising, considering that, well, after season three, their viewership went down pretty drastically, shall we say. Season four probably didn't gain any new viewers back, and probably some people have dropped off as well. Season four wasn't bad by any means, and it's just a shame though, because Lisa Joy and Jonathan Nolan said that they wanted to wrap things up in season five. Season five was supposed to be the last season. They were going to wrap everything up, and that's not going to happen now. Which isn't really that big of a deal, tell you the truth. I mean, they could probably wrap things up in a 2-hour movie, kind of like Deadwood was kind of given a movie, 12 years after the fact. I mean, Deadwood really didn't need the movie to wrap things up, because it really didn't wrap things up, quite honestly, when you take a look at the movie. But yeah, there you go. Westworld, on the other hand, there are some loose threads here and there that could use some wrapping up, and I think it would be a good idea to have a movie if they just could throw one their way. But Lisa Joy and Jonathan Nolan are working. Well, they have been working on The Peripheral, which I've been covering, by the way, which is on Amazon Prime, and it looks like they are now kind of shifting things over to Amazon Prime at this point. So I kind of dig that. I mean, I think that's a smart move. That's where the money is. Warner Brothers doesn't have any money, especially at HBO Max at the moment, because they're still trying to cover that $1 billion deficit, or I forget, 3 billion, something like that. They're covering a lot of money. Hey, Stanley. Um, so yeah, it was writing on the wall. We could see it, but it is what it is at this point. Also, what was canceled this week, and this again, no surprise, was the CW had canceled Stargirl. So season three, that's going to be airing, or is currently airing, is going to be the final season. There is no season four, obviously, for this, and we knew it was all living on borrowed time. Quite honestly, I mean, there isn't a lot left of the CW that I mean, Superman and Lois is probably the only thing I'm going to watch. Kung Fu is still alive over there. Whose Line Is It Anyway, which is still alive, by the way, just announced, or at least Colin Mockery, who is, one of the people that's on Whose Line Is It Anyway, but he's also the executive producer of that show, said that they are in their final season. So this next season is their final season, which is over at the CW. That's gone as well. So yeah, I don't know exactly, other than Superman, Lois, and Kung Fu, what else does the CW have? Oh, and also, supposedly the Winchesters, which is going to be premiering on the CW, has been capped at 13 episodes. So they said they are not doing any, you know, back orders of, or not, what is it they call it? When they order more episodes prior to the season even airing. I can't remember what it's called, but they're only ordering 13 episodes. That's it. So most likely there's going to be no season two for the Winchesters, and it'll probably be shopped around someplace else, probably Netflix more than anything else. So, what the hell is Nexstar doing with the CW? no one knows because they've pretty much canned all of their shows that they had or are having. And yeah, I don't know what Nexstar is going to do with that particular network that they have now, since they pretty much devalued it. So your guess is as good as mine. We also got a premiere date for The Last of Us on HBO Max. That's going to be on January 15th, 2023. So The Last of Us is going to be happening then. And yes, I will be covering it. So we'll be covering it here. So yes, I have to add it to the calendar of things. Stanley says the hate crowd says canceling Westworld is part of some kind of culling of woke shows at HBO. Oh God, really? Yeah, no, it's all Warner Brothers shows are pretty much being canceled at this point in time. I mean, there's even an Adult Swim show that got canceled, which I have on my list here. Tuca and Birdie has been canceled by Adult Swim, but again, they were resurrected for 2 seasons and then canceled again. And again, that's a Warner Brothers channel, is Adult Swim, a Cartoon Network, and they've had their own cuts as well. TNT, TBS, those are all Warner Brothers networks. Those are all being, having cuts across the board. And again, this is because of Zaslav and that money he's trying to make up, quite honestly. Oh my God, Morks. Hey, how's it going? And no, you're not my favorite troll. That would be Apple Crow. No, not really, but um, yeah, I mean, we'll see how the Last of Us plays out. I never played the video game, by the way, of The Last of Us, so I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. No, I'm not going to start over again for Mork Stanley. He knows what a rewind button looks like, I think. Yahya Abdul Mateen II has been cast as Simon West in the Disney Plus Wonder Man series. Now, I'm kind of disappointed by this one because, and not because of color, but because initially James Gunn had filmed a scene in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which was I think supposed to be a flashback on Earth. And there's a movie theater that had Simon West, who is Wonder Man. Um, he's also an actor in the comics, and also he's going to be an actor in the series. There's movies of his that are playing at a theater. It's a Simon West film festival, and he had cast Nathan Fillion as Simon West, which is perfect casting. I mean, just absolutely perfect casting. And it was cut from Guardians of the Galaxy 2 because, of course, they don't make it back to Earth. So, yeah, I was disappointed in the direction they're going. I understand Nathan Fillion is older. They want somebody younger. But yeah, there was just too many things that fall in line between Nathan Fillion's career and Simon West as a character in the comics that were so well they were complementary to each other that it would just be a great it's a great opportunity that was missed. That's all I can say on that much. Yes, Nathan Fillion should be someone in the MCU at this point. I agree with you, CBM. He really should. But yeah, I guess Bob Odenkirk has been also cast somewhere in the Wonder Man series as well. I don't know who he's going to play. He's most likely Simon West's agent, is what he's going to be. That's what I can guess at this point, but we'll see when that series finally comes to light. But yeah, that's what we've got going on there. Bruce Campbell actually gave a little tease of Evil Dead Rise, which finally has a release date of April 21st, 2023. And really, all it was a picture of looking through a peephole through a door, and you see a deadite outside the door there looking back at you. And for those of you who don't know what Evil Dead Rise is, it's takes place in a high rise, is what it is. The deadites have arrived at a high rise in an urban setting. So this is the first time that Evil Dead is going to take place in an urban setting. And of course, Raimi and all those guys are all involved in the production of all of this. Different director though, and I believe a different writer, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So, but all the boys are still involved in the producing aspect of it. Evil Dead is going to have a tough competition from the Mario Brothers movie. Possibly. I mean, yeah. I mean, it could. I mean, they're two totally different age groups. I mean, you're going from Mario Brothers is going to be, well, you're still going to have older people that might go to the Mario Brothers movie, but then again, you might also have, all of us old people who've played, Super Mario Brothers and all that stuff. We're probably just going to wait till it comes out on HBO Max. I mean, that's pretty much what I'm going to do. Evil Dead Rise, same thing. I'm probably going to wait till it comes out on some streaming service. I'm probably not going to see it in a theater because, again, it's not Raimi. Raimi's not involved in it. Bruce Campbell's not involved in it. I didn't see the last one that what's his name Alvarez did because I'm not a fan of his. I'm really not. So yeah, there you go. Stanley says Nathan Fillion has a similar career to Bruce Campbell, not really taking off ever. Yes and no, Stanley. I mean, I think Nathan Fillion has a better career than Bruce Campbell has. Bruce Campbell has remained mainly on the fringe. Nathan Fillion has flirted with the mainstream quite a bit, whereas Bruce Campbell really hasn't. I mean, sure, Bruce Campbell has been in some mainstream movies, but in a blink and you miss a cameo, you know, never as a leading man, whereas Nathan Fillion has had leading man roles. So, yeah, a little bit different. Close, but yeah. To no one's great surprise, The Sandman has been renewed for a second season of Netflix. I'm not going to be covering the second season because the first season was so god awfully boring that I just I have no desire to see the second season unless it's going to be focused on Death because Death was actually the most interesting character out of that entire series. Other than that, yeah, I have no desire to see that series anymore. I'm done with it. But I figured I'd let you guys know. Something that was kind of interesting. Uh, December 1st, Troll is going to be premiering on Netflix. Now, for those of you who may remember I would say about 15, maybe even 20 years ago, there was another Norwegian movie out there, Troll Hunter, that was really good. It's a great movie. And it's a documentary, a mockumentary, where it's a Norwegian film crew that are documenting a troll hunter. He's a guy who is actually hired by the Norwegian government to kill trolls because trolls do exist. And it was a great movie. It had a lot of like Spinal Tap elements to it. Great movie. So this kind of follows in that vein, but it's a Netflix movie called Troll, and unfortunately, it only follows one troll, and there is no real troll hunter. From the trailer, you just kind of get that they hire an archaeologist or something like that, paleontologist. I can't remember offhand, and she's supposed to be piecing together, and she brings somebody in who's into Norse mythology and all that stuff, and yeah. So the trailer looks kind of interesting. The only thing that actually made me laugh out of it was that they say in English because again, this is in Norwegian. There's two of them sitting in the car that the troll is smashing the bridge behind them, and they're getting ready to move. And the person in the driver's seat says, "Hey ho," and the person in the passenger seat says, "Let's go." And it's in English, which of course, if you're a Ramones fan, that's what that's for. It's "Hey ho, let's go," um, which I thought was kind of funny. It was a weird moment in the trailer, and I was like, "Huh, okay," but yeah, just gonna let it go at that. But yeah, Troll Hunter is awesome. By the way, if you haven't gotten a chance to see Troll Hunter, It's in the it's back here someplace in the collection. I know that I have it on DVD. So I was just seeing if it was someplace nearby, but no, it's buried someplace back there. Um, Anyone looking forward to 1899? Not sure after the I don't know, Stanley, tell you the truth. The trailer is kind of iffy. So, mm, yeah, I don't know. And I keep forgetting to put it on the calendar of events, by the way. So that's actually supposed to be coming out. Um, excuse me, soon. Let me see when that is actually. I forgot to even put it on this uh release date here. November 17th. Yeah. So it's coming out November 17th here. I've got to put that on the calendar too. I keep forgetting about that. Um, oh yeah, Netflix also has canceled Fate the Winx saga after 2 seasons. Again, not a surprise. They were going to cancel it after the first season, and then there was a big write-in campaign for it, and they were like, "All right, we'll do a second season and see how it goes." And I guess the second season got even worse ratings than the first season, so they were like, "Yeah, forget it, we're done." So again, that was based on a cartoon, I think is what it was, or comic book. I can't remember offhand. So, and speaking of weird spin-offs of things, Morgan Freeman is in talks to reprise his role as the Doctor in a spin-off series from the Luc Besson movie Lucy. So if you remember that Luc Besson movie Lucy that had Scarlett Johansson in it, and that Morgan Freeman played the doctor that she ends up talking to, and getting uh, basically creating some kind of information system that she can download all her knowledge to. He's going to reprise that role for a series that is going to be spun off of that movie, but I don't think it's going to be called Lucy. It's going to be called something else. But yeah, I guess that was Luc Besson's most successful movie. Like money wise, it made the most money. It was kind of weird. But yeah, so the French government, and I forget, there's some other group that is, I actually have it in my link here. Hang on just one second. I can tell you. It's in my variety link here. So, yeah, Europa Core and Village Roadshow are both producing it. And they don't say who they're shipping it out or shopping it out to just as of yet, just that they are working on it. Um, Stanley, Lucy was okay. It wasn't bad. It was just weird. The ending's weird where you're just kind of like, huh? And yeah, it's really kind of on the weird side, the ending. And Luc Besson, people have asked him if he's going to do a sequel to it. And he always says, well, if you come up with a great way of doing a sequel to it, let me know. And he goes, maybe I'll do it. Actually, Luc Besson's working on a new movie. I think he just finished one. That's supposed to be releasing fairly soon. I think it's supposed to be at the next Cannes, as a matter of fact. For those of you who like Andor, season 2 starts filming after Thanksgiving. So there you go. You can have more real Star Wars where Cyril sits around eating cereal out of blue milk and furrowing his brow. So yeah, I liken Andor to Star Wars for accountants, is what I liken it to. Uh, just boring as all fuck. Really, if someone just goes in and edits that thing down to 6 episodes, it would be a great, great series. Basically, editing all of Andor out of it and just making it a Mon Mothma series, then I think would just be a lot better. Yeah. Anyway, Kristen Milotti, if you remember her, she was the one that was in How I Met Your Mother. She's the mother. Well, she shows up at the very end, and she's also been in Made for Love and a couple other things too. So she has been cast as Sophia Falcone in the Penguin spin-off series on HBO Max, which means that should be getting canceled pretty much after the first season airs. Anything that Kristen Melotti's in, for some reason, it ends up getting canceled. So yeah, that's where it's at for that. Mm, yeah. Stanley says, "I still like Andor, even if it's not Star Wars." It's Star Wars, Stanley. It's just really boring Star Wars. Like I said, it's Star Wars for accountants. It's if you really want to dig into the minutia of like how you know, the processors are made in a droid or something like that, or if you want to see how bureaucracy works or something like that, that's pretty much what Andor is. It's just digging down into minutia of really boring shit that no one wants to know. You know? Yeah. Anyway, off my soapbox on that one. This one actually looks kind of fun. Mads Mikkelsen is going to star in Brian Fuller's movie Dust Bunny. It's about an 8-year-old girl who enlists the help of her neighbor, and she wants him to help kill the monster under her bed that ate her family. Oh my god. That just sounds funny, and then also you just add Mads Mikkelsen into that, and I'm like, Okay, I'm there. I'm sold. I'm sold on that right there. I will definitely go and see that. That looks like it's gonna be hopefully Brian Fuller doesn't bail on it midway through the production like he normally does on things, but, yes, I know that was a dig, but still, he's, you know Oh, that's right, it's not a series, so he won't bail on the middle of it, yeah. CBM says, "I do love some Brian Fuller weirdness. I wonder if the little girl is going to have a boy's name." Most likely, yeah. You have a lot of dust bunnies under your bed too. See, that's why I have, a robot vacuum cleaner, and it gets underneath that bed and gets all the dust bunnies. So, and it hasn't been eaten by monsters yet, so that's a good thing. But yeah, that actually looks like a lot of fun. I mean, Mads Mikkelsen is he is one of those really underrated actors who, I don't know, he just I love pretty much everything he's done. Actually, I do love everything he's done. His character, he is the Christopher Walken of our generation, I guess you could say. I know Christopher Walken isn't dead or anything like that, but when Christopher Walken was younger, he took on these weird roles as well. And anything Christopher Walken has been in, like small roles, things like that, little bit parts, it's always made a real crap movie into just a gem just in that little part of it that, Christopher Walken has been in. Same thing with Mads Mikkelsen. Any movie that he has been in, just a little small role in there, it makes the movie brighter, even if the movie is crap. Like Joe Dirt, for example. You have Christopher Walken in a small little role in Joe Dirt, made that movie so much brighter than it should have been. Yeah. Yes, I know he was in James Bond and the MCU. And I love both of that. He can go into big roles as well, but he also goes into really small roles. What was the movie that he was in where he takes on a biker gang, and it's in his native language? I can't remember what it's called. I saw it, but I'm I think I saw it on Hulu. I saw it on Hulu is where I saw it. And that was just a weird fucking movie, but interesting as well. Yeah. And yes, he was in Brian Fuller's he played Hannibal in Brian Fuller's Hannibal. That's why he's getting together with him on that. The 3rd and final season of his Dark Materials hits HBO Max on December 5th. So for those of you who were enjoying the series, it's over after this season, and it's coming up soon here. So there you go. I don't know if HBO Max is dropping it all at once or if they're gonna do the once a week format for it, but there you have it. We finally got a name now for the Boys spinoff series, the one about the kids, like the super powered kids that are in college, and it's going to be called The Boys Gen V. Now I don't know if that's Gen 5 or Gen V, but that's what it's called, The Boys colon Gen V. And Clancy Brown has just been cast in it. So yeah, Clancy Brown joining the cast of this. It's gonna be it's got to be just as ridiculous as the boys series as well. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fucking fun. It really is. And again, it's on Amazon. So Amazon's got more money than what they know what to do with at this point. And the last thing I've got for you guys is Aubrey Plaza has joined the cast of the Disney Plus series Agatha Coven of Chaos. That's right, Agatha Coven of Chaos. Which I'm gonna see anyway. I mean, it looks fun. So yeah. Yes, Stanley, you're right. Warrior Nun season 2 does start next week. Yes, I did cover season 1, and is it worth my time? I thought it was okay. There's some weirdness in Warrior Nun, but it was okay. Yeah. I agree with you, CBM. Agatha is definitely going to be some dark comedy. But that's all I got for you guys news-wise. I'm sure there's going to be more stuff that pops up here and there. There was so yesterday was the open enrollment for Comic-Con. I did not attend. I did not try out for tickets or anything like that. I am going to try for press passes, and if I don't get press passes, it's not a big deal. I'm kind of over Comic Con at this point. I think being away from it for as long as I have, I think it's been the last 3 years now. Well, come two of them because of COVID, and then um, the year I didn't get in, the last year I didn't get in, so I'm like, okay. And then being away from it for so long, I'm like, yeah, I really don't need that craziness. And also, I don't live in San Diego anymore. So, that whole craziness of trying to actually get there, get a hotel room, an overpriced hotel room, and back and forth, yeah, just not really all that appealing. Is that Aubrey Plaza appearance in Agatha a Legion crossover? No, probably not, Stanley. I highly doubt it. That would be awesome if it was, but no, it's not going to be. But I am going to try for D23, the D23 convention next year. I am going to buy tickets for that. So, because that one actually looks like a lot more fun, and plus it's across the street from Disneyland. So if I want to go to Disneyland, I can go to Disneyland, and you know, and I already know what the ticket, know what the hotel room costs for Disneyland, which is fucking expensive any way you look at it. So yeah, I figure if I was going to spend a shit ton of money for hotel rooms, that's the place to go and do it, not San Diego, where I know what their hotels normally cost. Yeah, charging 500% markup for a shitty room. But anyway, like I said, that's all I got for you guys news wise here. What else do I have going on for the rest of this week? Well, tomorrow I'm going to be off. Tuesday is going to either be another episode of Is It Worth My Time, or most likely it's going to be a spoiler alert because I'm not I'm not seeing anything new out there that I want to cover at the moment. Wednesday and Thursday I'll be off because Thursday I'm actually going to be seeing Black Panther 2. I got tickets for that. Friday is going to be The Peripheral. I'll be covering The Peripheral, and then Saturday will be Titans episode 3. We'll see how the Death Knell is going for that. And then, of course, we go back around to Sunday with the Sunday edition of Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the week and any genre stuff you guys want to talk about, and we talk about it. So there you go. Yep. And with that said, yeah, get out there and vote. If you guys are in the United States, go out and vote because Tuesday is voting day. I'm going to say that right now. Let's go out there and do it. Stanley says Titans is still going. Oh my God. Yeah, most likely this is the last season, Stanley. Season 4 is where we're at right now. And it started off okay. They had Titus Welliver playing Lex Luthor, but they only had him for one episode. they could only use Lex Luthor for one episode. So I thought that was kind of funny. And that was Warner Brothers' mandate. They said you can only use Lex Luthor for one episode. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think also Doom Patrol is only going to have this is going to be Doom Patrol's last season as well, which I'm not happy about. But it's 4 seasons more than I thought I was going to get out of Doom Patrol. You know, and it's crazy, batshit insane, and probably the best comic book series out there that's on TV. Really, it is best live action comic book series you'll ever see is Doom Patrol. So, with that said, I'm going to let you guys go for the rest of the day, evening, whatever it is, whatever time it is where you're at. Thank you to everybody who joined me tonight in the chat or today in the chat. And thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, you know who you are out there. Take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms, takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos, my vast video library, and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, please hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages as well. All righty. So, if you don't have anything else to talk about, we're going to go right now. So, thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Tuesday. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may find out that, I don't know, you're at the end of the video podcast and your mind is a blank and you can't come up with a good one-liner, and it just happens. It happens to everybody at some point in their time in their life. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Tuesday. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, wear those masks, get those vaccine shots, get the boosters as well. Doesn't work without the boosters, and stay safe out there, everyone. Thanks. Have a good rest of your day and have a good one. See you, everybody.